Hello, Matt Robeson here. I wanted to go over using Korg Gadget on an iPhone, which shouldn't be too much different from an iPad, and probably not much different from using Gadget on a Mac computer. Alright, so let's just jump right into it. First I'm going to cover creating a new session so that we can have a tutorial session. You go to the paper icon at the top left, you go to New, and it auto-suggests a name. Some of them are funny, but I don't use them. That's just me though. I'm going to call this tutorial and hit OK. It takes you right to the device screen to select a device for your session, but we'll come back to this. So you see I have a new empty session called tutorial. Before I get into the more detailed functionality of this screen, let me go into the icons across the top. Obviously the paper icon is how you create a new session. You can open your existing sessions from there. You can import standard MIDI data or sessions from Gadget for Nintendo Switch. You can save as, and export is grayed out right now. Well, that's because there's nothing to export. So we'll go here, we'll hit the plus icon down here at the bottom, select a device. Now we have a device, and now we have the export option. You can export to Gadget Cloud, which we'll go over in a second, iTunes, Dropbox. You can see all these things. To me, the most exciting one is Ableton Live project. You can export your entire session. So that'll include your scenes and your clips. They're all broken out just as they are in Gadget. So it's excellent. It's really good. You can also export your MIDI data, and you can choose some attributes of the project. And you can also export to a standard MIDI file. The next icon, the little globe here, this is to go to the Gadget Cloud. This is where users of Korg Gadget can share their music. So you can share songs, or you can listen to songs shared by other users. The I icon is the information screen, tells you what version you're on, etc. There's news, and you can find other apps or devices that are Korg related, some of which can be used within Gadget. To the right of the title, you see the up and down arrow. That's to minimize or maximize the mixer. The gear icon takes you to your settings. We'll cover pairing a Bluetooth keyboard in a moment. The MIDI input option defaults to easy. Basically what that means is down here on the mixer at the bottom of the receive channel, there's a little MIDI button. This really comes into play when you switch to advanced, because it allows you to then select your MIDI input channels specifically. All right, I'm gonna turn that back to easy, because if you turn advanced on, then if you have multiple devices, it sets all the devices to all ends, which means that any listening devices, which is all of them, will respond to your external Bluetooth or MIDI keyboard, and that might not be what you want. We'll go over Ableton Link in a bit, but it is essentially a way for different apps to work together. You can use inter-app audio and have Gadget work with other third-party apps, as well as, with Ableton Link enabled devices like other computers or devices that support it. The transport CC is, if you're using a MIDI controller, you can assign these things with the CC numbers, which I can show you how to get that. You can link your Dropbox account, and if you hit the other settings, it just takes you to the iPhone settings for Gadget, which, some of them are useful, like latency, possibly, metronome count in and such. There are quite a few in here. Okay, so that's essentially all the settings. The final icon is the help. And you can see there's the manual help center and you can report bugs. Okay, so now we'll go over quickly the devices and pricing. So I'm going to hit the plus, go into the device list. Gadget itself costs $19.99 unless it's on sale. A lot of the devices in here came with Gadget. There is a free version of Gadget, by the way. It's very limited, but if you want to get just a little feel for it, download it and check it out. Basically everything from Recife down to Marseille, these all came with Gadget. The Montpellier was $19.99. It is an add-on. The Montpellier is a really nice synth. It's a mono poly reproduction. The London is another drum machine. It also comes with Gadget. The Bilbao does not come with Gadget. I think it was $9.99. It's a sample player. The Helsinki, the Berlin, the Chiang Mai, the Zurich, the Kiev, all of these came with Gadget. The Abu Dhabi cost, I think, $9.99. It's a loop slicer. You can make some nice glitchy beats with it, or glitchy samples. The Brussels, Dublin, Kingston came with Gadget. I paid for the Vancouver. I think it was $9.99. The Tokyo, the Amsterdam came with Gadget. The Madrid costs, I think, $9.99. Rosario comes with Gadget. And then as you can see, the rest have not been purchased. So there's a few more that could be bought. I don't know anything about them really other than the description here. But I do know the Stockholm is if you've ever used Reason, it is a gadgetized version of the Dr. Octo Rex loop player from Reason. So I'm sure it's a pretty cool little device. All right, so that's the available devices and some of the ones that you have to add on. So I'm going to go quickly over how to pair a Bluetooth keyboard with Gadget. It's very simple. I have a Korg Micro Key Air. It cost $100. It's very small, but it works really well for my needs. It does have a built-in arpeggiator, and it has a pitch modulation joystick. So you can get some interesting stuff with it. So basically, I'm going to turn the device on, and then in the top right of Gadget, you should see a notification. Like that. You tap it, takes you to the Bluetooth MIDI devices section, and you just select your device, and it will connect. All right. One thing to note, I'm going to turn my keyboard off again. Let's say I turned my keyboard on, the notification popped up, but for some reason I missed it. You'll see it goes away. If you just go to the gear, you can go to the Bluetooth MIDI settings, and it's the same screen. So now we can connect. So that's that.